Welcome to the podcast. My name is David Shanhun, and these are the chats I wish I could have had with someone as I've created life as a full-time musician. If you're on that road and you need a friend, or you need to hear the same stories and struggles that you're going through from another human's mouth, you're in the right place. Connect with me at davidshanhun.com and let's move you into that space where you're really thriving and sharing your gifts with the world. Let's go. All right, podcast number 14. And yes, relax. This has been actually a little kind of joke, I guess, from a coaching circle I've been involved with. Thank you, Steve, for his constant reminder to relax. And I don't mean heading off to the beach to sip pina coladas, so that made me nice. What I really mean is relaxing into the moment that you're in and enjoying and accepting that. And we will dive into this just briefly with some examples from a wedding this weekend that I played at and some chats. But essentially it's how can you make the process enjoyable, be in the moment, take that pressure of having to achieve something, whatever that might be, out of your current space, and actually enjoy being in the music. And I'm going to get this example wrong, but I want to share it anyway. Is somewhere I read it or heard it, but it was this example of asking, I think, a kid playing guitar or learning a skill, whatever it was, and he was, asked like, "Oh, are you practicing?" And the kind of kid replied like, "No, I'm playing." And it's kind of like it sounded bad. It's like maybe it was his first day, or he just had his first lesson. And it's an interesting distinction of how we approach things. One very much has I'm not there yet, and I'm hoping to become something in the future, and there's this little sense of pressure. And one is you're enjoying the creation and building those processes, those skills into your fingers, but it's not there's nothing missing in that moment, should we say. And yeah, I just wanted to start, I guess, this podcast off with sharing that to give a little bit of perspective. But I also wanted to share my perspective leading up to performing at a beautiful wedding this weekend just gone. And I've not always been good at it, but driving in the car out to the venue, I'd done 2 shows the day before. That's 6 hours of singing, aware that I could feel my neck and some of those extra muscles kind of tense. Voice wasn't great. And previously I have warmed up with the thoughts in my head, like I really need to sort my voice out. Oh my gosh, I've only got 2 hours, and like trying to do a whole bunch of exercises in order to get my voice working well down the track. And for this, I have a bunch of things that I know and I've done over time that relax my voice. Some of them are on the YouTube channel, or some of you I've done various things with. And there's part of it is learning to lean in and just trust that those things will work out if you can relax and just be in the moment of, what does my voice feel like today? If I just hold my tongue and make sound, which is one of the things I do quite a bit, because my history is a lot of tongue tension when I sing. So, but instead of doing it in order to be concerned with how it is. It's taken me a long time to actually realize that I was still concerned and trying to sound good, and actually just be curious, like, what does it feel like? What am I able to relax and get into a good feeling and not be concerned about the sound? Which is a little bit of a will mess with your mind if you're similar to me, and obviously wanting to sound good, but being able to just be a little bit more curious, and maybe like that original example of the boy of just being like, actually I'm singing, I'm making sound. And typically what happens for me is I will have, as I go through range and things like that, I have total gaps, my voice will cut in and out, and I've learnt to actually enjoy that. And through that process, that is allowing all these muscles to relax, because I'm essentially letting them know it doesn't matter what you sound like. I want to feel good, and I'm going to make some noise, and I'm going to just get into this energy of being relaxed and trusting that I will do a great job, I will sound good, it will work out. And obviously I have a history of doing this and things working out as well, and along the way I've had some real challenges and things that didn't go well, but over time you start to know your voice, and you start to, for me anyway, as I'm willing to relax and let go of some of the thoughts and pressure, I've understood that actually the gateway to me sounding better is kind of the opposite. It's to let it be a mess in the car on the way there. Like, it really doesn't matter. I will drink a lot of water, but there's various things that I do, but underneath all of that is this feeling that I know it will work out, and I trust that I can just relax and enjoy doing some of these things, and my voice will be there working beautifully, ready to go when I need it to be. So I hope you can pull something out of this story for yourself, of maybe just being like, oh, okay, like if I do the training and just let myself relax doing the training, rather than feeling like there's a time pressure, like if I set myself with maybe today's practice session, depending on when you're listening to this, what if you doubled the length of time to achieve your goal or whatever you're working on? It might just in your mind allow you to go, okay, cool. And I wanted to share another little story. I was chatting with the celebrant beforehand, and I'm not sure how we got onto it, but we had a little bit of a laugh of something that happens for celebrants often when they're new and they're starting out, and that is they'll get everybody to stand as the bride and bridal party comes down the aisle, and then they're so focused they've got the couple in front of them, they've got all the guests there, and they're kind of like, right, I need to get this right. And in their head, often the thoughts aren't, you know what, it'll work out. The thoughts are often just like, I need to make sure I do this, I need to remember that, okay, cool, get their names right, all these different things. We have slightly different ones that are common as musicians, but similar flavour. And one thing that's common is they forget to ask everyone to be seated again. And I've seen this. It's quite amusing, and it's a beautiful moment when they realise and kind of say mid ceremony, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You've all been standing this whole time, and I've just launched in. Please be seated. And in that moment, you can feel the weight, like a relaxation, a tension leave, because essentially we're afraid of mucking up, right? We're afraid of things going wrong, singing badly, not hitting a note, any whatever your thoughts around it are, but anything that could go wrong. And it's almost like when that thing does go wrong, you're kind of like, oh, I mean, definitely wasn't ideal, but actually everything worked out and it still was all good. Like, maybe I wish it didn't happen, but it did. And then we can move on. So it's like when that fear, the thing you're afraid of, does happen and you allow it and you have no choice, it's happened anyway, that gives you the grace to move on. So I guess in sharing this as well for this podcast, one of the reasons I am relaxed is that I have done an incredibly large number of all sorts of different shows, and various things have gone wrong at all sorts of different shows, and sometimes it's been awkward. It really has. But the good side of that is I become more and more relaxed because I've always managed to figure something out and solve it or move on from it, recover from it, whatever it might be. And so there's this thing underneath it, underpinning it, of just being like, you know what, wherever I'm at today, however it goes, I'm going to relax and enjoy it. And hopefully through this podcast, that will come through and you're able to just shortcut that process. You don't have to make all those mistakes. You can actually just feel the energy that I have or gift through these chats is like, just relax, enjoy yourself, do the work that you need to do, but whatever work you have or haven't done at the point that it's like performance time, it's fine. You are where you are. It's going to go how it goes. Let yourself enjoy however that might show up. So, as always, I trust this has been of value for you. I appreciate being able to have these chats. I hope you have a magic week and filled with lots of enjoyable moments that you relax into. See you later.